afternoon and welcome back to RMU Live for Monday, March 12, 2018. I'm Gage Golding.
And I'm Logan Carney. Here's what's happening now.
Today, Donald Trump Jr. and Republican congressional candidate Rick Saccone will be campaigning in western Pennsylvania at the Sarah's Candy Factory, as well as meeting with volunteer service members from the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department.
Now it's just one day before the special election, and early last week, Connor Lamb had a special guest on the campaign trail with him. Our very own Sam Anthony has more.
I'm here at Yorktown Hall at Robert Morris University, where Connor Lamb and Joe Biden just finished speaking, as Connor Lamb is making his final push here days before the special election in the 18th District of Pennsylvania.
Let me introduce two great Americans, two great public servants, our candidate, Connor Lamb, and our former Vice President.
After being introduced by Lamb, former Vice President Biden gave his pitch as to why voters should get behind the 33-year-old candidate. Biden compared Lamb to his son, Beau, who, like Lamb, served in the U.S. military, while hitting on some of Lamb's key campaign points, such as protecting Social Security and Medicare.
And the man I'm campaigning for today, the highest compliment I can give him or anyone else, is reminds me of my son, Beau Biden. No, he does. What do these guys do? He fights for retraining and job training. These guys say, no, we can't afford it. But they can afford an obscene tax cut.
A lot of polls have this election as a toss-up going into its final days. The election takes place March 13th, so don't forget to go out and vote. This has been Sam Anthony reporting for RMU TV.
With just one day left till the special election, both candidates are clearly pulling out all the stops on the trail.
President Donald Trump was in Moon Township Saturday at an Atlantic aviation hangar to campaign ahead of the 2018 and 2020 elections. Trump was also in town to support Republican candidate Rick Saccone, who is running against Democrat Connor Lamb in tomorrow's 18th Congressional District special election. Trump visited the same area in January to also campaign for Saccone. Trump tweeted out early Sunday morning that the Republicans are 5-0 in recent congressional races. The president stated that in recent special election races, Republicans have yet to lose to a Democratic candidate. Victories under Trump's backing include wins in Kansas, Montana, Georgia, South Carolina, and Utah. Tomorrow, voters across western Pennsylvania will flock to polling stations to vote in the congressional special election. You can watch live coverage from your RMU Live News team right here, starting tomorrow night at 9 p.m.
Penn State Beaver is trying to get Beaver County to pay for a $250,000 endowment pledge made by the county commissioners in 2015, saying that it is legally binding. As of now, Penn State has only received $50,000. The money is supposed to fund a scholarship and the school STEM program. A report last week also said that the county has a $4.7 million surplus. It is unclear whether the county intends to pay Penn State Beaver or not.
Elon Musk released at the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas, that he plans on testing flights to Mars next year. Musk stated that it is vital to have humans on the red planet before the next probable world war. Musk did state that his deadline might be a little exaggerated, but plans to hit the target.
RMU TV presents RMU Tonight, featuring Aaron Cook and your host Greg Sutton.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RMU Tonight. My name is Greg Sutton. Just kidding.
You're not Greg.
I am much taller and far more muscular than Greg. I mean, come on. Look at me. My name is Morgan Torsha, and I am so happy to be back with you all for the second time. Now, I'm no Conan or Fallon or Colbert or Sutton.
Well, you're
But-
much better.
Oh, thanks. But I did happen to snag a newspaper from a guy on the street this morning, so I went and... I'm sorry. That's going to be awkward.
Followed you here.
Well, for the 10 seconds I had that newspaper, I did happen to pick up on some current events. So, let's dive right into them, shall we? I wanted to start with a story that touches home with a lot of RMU students. For a long time, an RMU staple was missing from our community. A man who made you come for a latte and leave with a story. He's not a professor, he's not a coach, he's not even a groundskeeper. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Steve from Romos. The rumors about Steve getting a new job or Steve being undercover for the FBI can finally be put to rest as he is back and better than ever. Thank you. Although the trademark ponytail and beard are gone, the same quirky Steve remains underneath. So be sure to say hello to him during your morning commute. He'll be the one asking if you want whipped cream on your coffee or on your head. On my head. On your head, okay. Now, the Olympics are officially over. We saw some amazing talent from some of the youngest competitors to some of the oldest. However, there was one group that I personally feel just did not get enough spotlight. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about the men's Olympic curling team. If you've ever looked at these men, you can just tell that they are definitely the epitome of Olympic curling with their dad bods and their mean mustaches. They look like they belong in like a bowling league on Tuesday nights. Now, sadly though, their time in the Olympic spotlight receiving the gold had a little kerfuffle when they were accidentally given the women's curling medals. It was a big embarrassment for the program, but fear not, Olympic presenters. I'm sure Steve Harvey and the Oscars know exactly how you feel.
They kerfuffle too.
There's one more piece of information on RMU I want to touch on. Everyone on campus by now is aware that RMU is giving away frames commemorating the basketball game against Kentucky from years ago. These frames are including pictures and a piece of the Sewell Center floorboard. In addition, they're going to be a viewing party where students get to rewatch the Kentucky game and relive the memories if you haven't heard. But if that wasn't enough, just recently today, during my hourly binge of bad reality TV, I noticed that there is now a commercial, and I'm not talking about the commercial we've all seen full of drone footage promoting RMU as a big celebratory event-filled campus, aka not the RMU we know and love, but a commercial promoting the sale of these Kentucky frames. RMU, I just have one thing to say. If you're going to live in the past, let's commemorate the good old days, where there was enough parking for all our students without all this construction, and housing was for everybody on campus. We didn't have any inconveniences, and most importantly, Joe Walton was the head football coach. But if RMU is going to put in the energy, all I can say is good luck, RMU. So we have a great show for you tonight. Aaron Cook from EKC Entertainment is here to perform with Roman and help us play a little game. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
And welcome to this week's Colonial Sports Center.
We have an exciting show this week due to spring sports starting up. And you know, the winter sports are coming to a closing. It's exciting seeing where they are in the conference race, but we get to look forward to some of the spring sports. We've got men's and women's lacrosse, and we're going to talk about where they were picked respectively in their leagues, but we've also got softball starting things up.
Yes, and later in the show we'll even have a little piece done by our very own Delenn Poe, kind of previewing the season, seeing what we should expect from the softball team this year, and kind of talking about their season last year.
But before we get into the spring sports, lacrosse and softball, we've got to jump to basketball. Both teams have had turbulent seasons, to say the least. The women's are doing pretty well, but the men's team tonight was they were in action.
Yeah, the Colonials, they were down in Pittsburgh, PA, at the AJ Palumbo Center, taking on the Bryant Bulldogs tonight. They just snapped their 4-game win streak against LIU Brooklyn, so it's kind of being an exciting moment here tonight to see if they can build momentum going into the postseason, David.
Yeah, a little bit of a turnaround and to see what they could do.
Yeah, and let's jump right into that recap real quick and see how they did tonight down at the AJ Palumbo Center. And as we see here, the Colonials defeated the Bulldogs 83-60 with Deshaun Burke scoring 27 points and getting 5 rebounds. Kobe Thomas had 15 points and 8 rebounds. And Matty McConnell had 13 points and 6 rebounds. A great showing tonight by the Colonials against Bryant at home court. That's 2 games now that they've won in a row. So we're going to have to wait and see what they can do later here in the season.
It was a great performance tonight by the men's basketball team against Bryant. But what led the team to this win was the momentum that they built playing LIU Brooklyn this past weekend. Having lost a few in a row, the team looked like they were collapsing amid NEC play, but they found a way to turn things around. It was a terrific offensive performance on the road by the Colonials. And they went into this game a little short-handed. They only had 9 players that were going to be able to play, and 2 of them fouled out in just 8 minutes of play. Dave Cole and Coleman, which was tough. But you know, you got to turn to your big-time player, Deshaun Burke, who had 4 fouls, but right there, he gets a bucket, and he did end up the night with 29 points. And Matty McConnell here throwing it out to Deshaun, and he didn't only score with that big assist to Kobe Thomas with the slam.
Big slam. The clock on top of the board was moving. That's a big slam.
It was. And right here you can see Deshaun with the Euro. No slam, but the nice finesse touch to get a bucket. And here, LIU's going to play a little defense. They're going to try to get back into it with the steal from Matty McConnell. And a huge slam there, too, by LIU. But it would not be enough as John Williams would drive, and he would dish out to Bain, who was 3 for 3 from 3, leading them to this win. And it was truly a momentum swing of a win. Short-handed, the Colonials got the job done, winning by 14 points on the road. They even had a bucket from walk-on Seth Rouse. The leading scorer for the NEC Player of the Week was Deshaun Burke with 29 points, and Matty McConnell also contributed 23 points in this offensive rout.
After losing in their first 2 matchups of the season against RIT, the Colonials were hoping to come back home to Colonial Arena this past weekend and beat the RIT Tigers at home and gain points moving into the AHC postseason. Let's jump right into it. Colonials versus Tigers. Here we go. First one here, Luke Lynch, backhand goal. Lynch's 13th goal this season, tying Brady Ferguson for goals leading the team. Jumping into the second period now, a goal by RIT's Gabe Valenzuela. In the 3 games they've played so far against Robert Morris, Valenzuela has 1 goal and 4 assists against Robert Morris. Now another here, quick breakout, 2-on-1 here. Great save by Francis Murat.
Oh.
This would be his 3rd 4-goal game of the season now.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you know, it's not great, but you can't always shoulder him with the blame. Defense is the blame as well.
You're completely right. And that one was Bryson Traptell, his first goal in his collegiate career. Congratulations to the young man. Another quick look here as we see a lot of traffic in front of the net for RIT. Murat just didn't see it. And in the third period here, Alex Dagnall with a good shot, top shelf, gets the goal, his first goal of his senior season. Robert Morris was hunted down by the RIT Tigers in the 3rd matchup between the 2 teams this season. RIT shot past the Colonials after scoring 4 straight goals, 3 of them coming in the second period and the 4th and the game-deciding goal coming in the 3rd. The Colonials' late effort was not enough to defeat the Tigers in their first game of the weekend, but they would have another shot at revenge the next day.